We say words you're good. Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace, where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now. Where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9, WPCE 1400, and 95.3 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, or www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com. Click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and we say a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, and WMVA 88.9 FM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
LinkedIn, Twitter, and all the social media.
Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Go over to YouTube at Cristo Records 1, CRISTO Records 1. If you're not signed up with YouTube, sign up and then subscribe to our channel.
That's right. And then we'll give you a shout out.
Definitely gonna shout you out.
Yeah.
Mr. E.
Yeah.
What day is it today?
Today is Hump Day. That's what today is. Yeah.
It's Hump Day. You all should be up and popping.
Yeah.
It's the middle of the week.
It's the middle of the week, and payday is right around the corner, and you can
think
say
about money already.
Money. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But anyway, this is our Friday segment. What's under the hat? Issues concerning men.
That's right, men. We got a lot of things that we're dealing with, and guess what? We got issues for you to help you to rise above.
Absolutely, Mr. E. We have special guests, two special guests. I'm very excited because I've been seeing the ads and commercials on this particular occasion, the prostate cancer and men's health fair. We have the marketing director of Hampton University, Miss Tiffany Rogers is with us. And then we have one of, oh my goodness, the Cleveland Browns, Wally Rayner. Is he a former Cleveland Brown?
He's a former Cleveland Brown, but he's a Cleveland Brown.
We want to say welcome and good morning.
Good morning.
How are you all going this morning?
We are doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having us on.
That's
you sound fantastic. We want to talk about what's going on tomorrow. I believe that you all are having, Saturday, you all are having a wonderful fair. And we're talking about men. This is our segment, Issues Concerning Men. And we would love for you all to give information and details about this special occasion.
Yes. The Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute is having its second annual prostate Men's Health Fair. I can't believe it's that time again. You know, it's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, the month of September, and we're having our second fair. We're so excited to be bringing these offerings to the Hampton Roads area. We're so excited to have a full lineup of former NFL players that are coming to the Hampton Roads area to talk about this really important topic, and that's prostate cancer awareness. The event is this Saturday, September 16th from 9 to 12, and we have Centera that'll be providing free, and I said it right,
free
prostate health screenings and GRE exams. So we're so fortunate to be partnering with Centera as well as the Hampton Roads Prostate Health Forum, and they provide just a plethora of information and education on the importance of prostate screening.
That's right. And we are thankful for this great thing that of prostate screening.
Absolutely. So we want to introduce one of the former players, Mr. Wally Rayner. Tell us what it's like to put together something like this and how important is it?
Well, it's definitely a pleasure to be a part of. I'm not going to say I put it together, but we are NFL alumni. We're a part of it, and we're actually pushing it out to the public. Being of 45 years age and older, we want to make sure that our men come get screened. And just as Tiffany resorted to, that it is a free event. And so we want as many as our men to come out, especially in the 757, to come get screened and let's talk about health.
Absolutely. Now, this is very important, especially in African-American communities. Men really need to make an effort to get out there because it shows up a lot in African-American community among men. Is that right?
Absolutely. I believe it's 1 out of 8, I believe so, of men, African-American men diagnosed with prostate cancer. But if you can, detect it and you can get it diagnosed early, it is definitely curable. And I have lost 2 uncles due to prostate cancer, so it's dear to my heart as well. So we want to make sure that we get our men out to get screened, and especially in our community, a lot of the men, don't get out and get screened, and we want to make sure that health is at the forefront.
Why is it so hard for men, Mr. Rayner, for men to go and get checked? Why men are so slowful about getting their, getting checked up, going to the doctor and getting an inspection, getting physical? Why it take us so long for us to do it?
I believe it's the old school way of thinking. That this toughness is, everything's just okay, but you have to go get screened, you have to go get checked. And that's one thing that, we're pushing, that toughness is not knowing, toughness is knowing, and toughness is doing, and being intentional about yourself. And so that's one thing that we want to educate on and push out and push that type of energy out to the men that, listen, true toughness is going to get checked for yourself and your family.
Absolutely. Now, Ms. Rogers, can you tell us about last year? Was the turnout good? How did things go for the first year?
Yes. This year is going to be bigger and even better than last year. Last year we hit record numbers for any type of event that we've had. So this year it's looking like we're going to double our numbers. So I do encourage, all the listeners out there, if you plan on coming to the event, come early and get screened because we will be extremely busy. There will be lots of men that are being screened. Centera is taking appointments. You can call 1-800-CENTERA to schedule an appointment, and I do recommend doing so. We will take some walk-ins, but if you schedule appointments, then you know that you got slot in there. There's one other thing that I did want to mention, and this is a stat that came from the Hampton Roads Prostate Health Forum. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer sometime within their life.
Yes.
And the thing about prostate cancer is that if it's detected early,
yes,
it's like 99% curable.
Yeah.
So that is the key. And that is why we are having this initiative and having this event so that we provide the men of the 757 area with an opportunity to be screened. Because God forbid, you have some sort of abnormal reading and you have prostate cancer, you can do what it is that's necessary to get it cured.
Absolutely. Now you all have some other favorites. Bruce Smith is going to be there. You have Billy McMullen, Dion Fox, and also Mr. Wally Rayner, the Cleveland Browns, honey. So this is wonderful. You all bringing together men that have, that influence, those influencers, and people that can relate to some of the things that are going on. Mr. Rayner just said it has affected his family.
That's right.
And so, you all out there that are listening, we're going to give you that information again, but we encourage you to go out and get screened. Tiffany, can you give us that information again?
Absolutely. And I did want to mention, I'm not too sure if you said Aaron Brooks.
Okay, I see you.
Brooks, a native of Newport News, will be on our panel this year.
Wow.
And we are so happy to invite him in. He always goes back, to the Newport News community and serves his community. So we are so happy to be able to welcome him in for this initiative by Hubby. So once again, the details of the event, it will be happening this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. September 16th from 9 to 12. Our location is 40 Enterprise Parkway, and that's in Hampton. 40 Enterprise Parkway in Hampton, Virginia. You can call 1-800-SENTERA to schedule an appointment for a PSA test and DRE exam. But if you don't have time to schedule that appointment, you can just come on in.
Absolutely. Now, you just mentioned a panel. So besides screening, there are some other things that are going on at this event.
Absolutely. We have 15 vendors, organizations, and businesses that are partnering with us. We have Sight Forever that'll be doing some eye screenings to detect for diabetes. Wow. We have the YMCA that will be hosting on-site workout classes, and they'll have their body scan machine on site. We have the NAACP, Hampton University, several other organizations that will be providing some key information, literature, and knowledge for all of our attendees. Not to mention, we have fabulous prizes that we're going to be raffling off. We have attendee gift bags. We have Census vegan truck that'll be on site so that you can try, some vegan dishes. So it'll be a full, enjoyable, educational event this Saturday.
Mr. Rayner, I want to jump in there right quick. Mr. Rayner, tell our listening audience, especially speaking to the men, why it's important to have that check, that prostate check. What are they be looking for, just in case you got some men out there that's, has white coat syndrome, that's a little afraid to even go to the doctor. Tell them how important it is.
And you asked that for Tiffany or for Wally?
For Wally.
For Wally. Why is it so important to go to the doctor?
Like I said earlier, it's so important to be intentional about yourself and your family. And that's the energy that we are pushing, out into society right now. The selfish part is not to go get checked. You want to know, what's going on with your body, so you can live a healthy, long life for yourself and your family. So, it goes back to what we talked about, is toughness. And that is really true toughness. True toughness is being intentional about yourself, going to get checked, and being able to deliberately talk about, what's going on. And that's what we're going to do Saturday.
Wow.
And I just want to jump in on that too, is that, I think it's so important to just start to change that narrative and change that mindset. Like Wally said, it is power to go to the doctor and know, where you stand, to be proactive about your health, because we need our men.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
It's usually the caregivers in the men's lives that are pushing them to go to the doctor, pushing them to go get screened. And we're going to continue to keep doing that. But we need for our men to make it a priority to go to the doctor, to go get screened, to do these proactive measures so that they can have a long life that they're spending within their communities, within their families, within society. We have got to start changing that mindset, especially in the African American community. A lot of our men feel like they don't need to go to the doctor until they're sick or until they're in pain or they're bleeding or something that's severe. And that's not the case. We have got to start changing that narrative. And we have these NFL players that are going to be talking about how they are taking their health, they're making it a priority even during the game of football, but especially after the game of football, as they start to age, the things that they are doing to be proactive about health, because it's not just about going to the doctor, although that's important, but it's important about what you're feeding yourself, right?
Yes,
it's important about your mindset. It's important about what are the other elements? Your mindset, your what you're doing physically. Are you being active? Are you moving the body? So the panel is going to talk about all of these key measures.
Wow. So it's not just a man's thing, it's a family thing. I mean, I encourage men, if you're scared, bring your wife, your girlfriend, or your child, or somebody to give you that support.
Yeah.
This is an important event. So again, Tiffany, we want to say thank you. Wally, oh my goodness, the Cleveland Browns. Look, we just had the first week of the NFL. What you think about it? You got to tell me before you leave. How do you feel about the first week of the NFL season?
Oh, it was great. I mean, every time the NFL starts up, it raises their hairs on me. So I think everybody excited about it. Wasn't really expecting that Dallas game would be like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I think everybody's excited about the NFL season, and it's going to be a good one.
Wally, while you're on them Dallas Cowboys, they're America's team. Now, tell the truth. You played against the boys, and you know what the boys are all about.
Oh, my.
And for what the boys have done this weekend, men, listen. I tell you, I'll wear my Dallas Cowboy hat. All you men, come on out there to Hampton this weekend.
Bring your hat.
That's right.
Wear
your gear. Let's flood Cleveland out of there, and the rest of them, Buffalo Bills with let's run them all.
I'm gonna be at the door. They told me I'm gonna be at the door. So, the first couple of show up in the Dallas, I'm gonna set them aside.
Well, I tell you what, thank you all so much for being on. Tiffany, if you don't mind, give us the date, the time, and who can come once again.
Okay, it's this Saturday, September 16th, from 9 to 12 at the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute, 40 Enterprise Parkway, and we are located in Hampton. We are not on the campus of Hampton University. We're about 10 minutes away at 40 Enterprise Parkway in Hampton.
Absolutely. Much success. We thank you so much for being on.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you, Tiff. Thank you, Mr. Rayner.
You all have a blessed day.
Absolutely. You too.
Thank you.
Go Cowboys.
Wow. Anyway, we are so glad, look, to be able to bring that information. Mr. E, how important is that?
Ms. Hinton, is very important because Christian Broadcasting Company, the radio station, will be over there this Saturday, and we'll be setting up. And we got some prizes, some giveaway that we want to have at our table that you can come on by and register to win one of the greatest prizes that we have for you.
Absolutely. You all go by, meet those from CBC. Also, don't forget, we got some great folk going to be there. Bruce Smith, Wally Rayner, Aaron Brooks, Billy McMullen, Dion Fox. These are retirees, NFL players.
That's right.
Here in the 757.
That's right.
Go out there and you guys, if you are scared, go anyway. Be brave enough to say, listen, I need to look after my health. early detection is key.
You know, Miss Hinton, that jumps into our segment, this morning segment, because sometimes when you find out that something is not right with you and you don't know how to express yourself, that causes you to have mental illness, mental health.
Yes.
You know, that causes you to have anxiety, depression. You know, so hey, go on out there and get taken care of. You know, Miss Hinton, let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about define what mental health is, and you know, for our listening audience, so they'll know that there is some good mental health and there's some bad also.
I wanted to say that on Monday evening, we had part one of discussion on pro sports and mental health. And so we decided we were going to just kind of part two it, Mr.
That's right.
And talk about what it is. And some of the athletes who have definitely had their run with mental illness and some of the things that you just mentioned with depression and anxiety and things. So, Mr. E, what is mental?
Mental health is when you're dealing with mental illness, when you're dealing with problems that you cannot solve and don't know how to solve them and what to do about it. You know, mental health is a state of mind. When you're mentally healthy or your feelings, actions, and relationships are in good places, you're able to love, learn, and work and enjoy your downtime. But when you got some stress upon you, that doesn't mean things are always rosy. You can have good mental health and still have stress, sadness, from time to time, but when it seems like every day here, it's a confusing state of mind.
Absolutely. You know, we look at athletes, we look at those on the big stage, Mr. E, and we figured they don't have a care in the world.
That's right.
We figured that life doesn't happen to them.
That's
but
right.
We can tell and we can see, especially now when people are more open about mental illness and things like that, that they suffer just like anybody else with anything, sickness or trauma or life.
You know, Ms. Hinton, when we look at it, we don't know that how people are dealing with it.
Yes.
You know, when you see a man walking around sad and confused and disorientated, got anxiety, having panic attacks, because he's dealing with something in life that is hard to shake. You know, one of the men, since men are strong, they're lions and they're fear. And when they start having issues and problems, it kind of knocks them down, it kind of set back, and then they go into a quiet zone because they're dealing with some issues that they cannot fix.
First of all, they have to fight the stereotype that men don't cry, men don't hurt, men don't go through anything. You got to be strong. You can't, show your feelings and things like that. And so sometimes when trauma comes and sickness and things, some people just go to the far left. They begin to experience more depression. They sometimes have suicidal thoughts, anxiety, and they're all bottled up with all these emotions and don't know where to go and how to relieve it. And so we have talked about on our Sports Talk Monday night about how there are athletes that are now speaking out and letting folk know, listen, I got a problem and I need to tell somebody, I need to be open about it. Not only does it help that person, but it helps others when you have those influencers that say, listen, it ain't all that, it's good, but I tell you what, I have a problem and I need to let people know I need to get the help for it.
Here's some common types of mental illness that we're dealing with around the world. It's anxiety disorder.
Oh my goodness.
When you got anxiety disorder, it causes you to, you're really acting out of character. And then you got depression. Then you got sadness and depression. Then you got an eating disorder, eating far too little, going to the extreme to get rid of calories, eating excessively, then feeling deep regret and have acid reflux kicking you all over the place. And then you got psychotic disorder.
Yes.
You got a feeling false belief, mentally false belief, hearing and seeing things that aren't there. Hallucination. This is some of the things of mental illness. It's physical and emotional zoning out, strong feelings of fear And so, coach, when you start zoning out, having hallucination, and thinking that there's other people there, it's time. It's been far time for you to go and get some help.
And then there's the suicidal thoughts and suicide, and we feel as though it's a good thing that people now are talking about it, and then there is help as well for those that are suffering with it. On Monday evening, we talked about we talked to a mental health specialist, and we talked about sports and pro sports, where men are now gathering to really tackle the issues, because they have they feel now that, hey, this is the right time to do it.
To speak out,
There was a time in the past when our moms, our grandmas, and back then, you wouldn't hear, especially in the African American community, about mental illness.
That's right.
But now people are getting smarter, and they're looking after themselves, and they're saying, listen, let's do something about it.
Because when you look at mental illness, Ms. Hinton, they would think it was a disease, that you kind of slow, you on the back burner, you walking around like you riding in the yellow school bus or something of that nature. But when I began to do some research and study, and we found out that Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys, who's the quarterback right now, had some mental illness. He had some things that he had to deal with. It may not be a physical. He didn't react to his thumb getting hurt. He didn't react to mental illness when his leg got broke. But one thing that broke him down, when his mother was diagnosed with colon cancer, and she died with colon cancer, and his brother committed suicide.
Absolutely.
And when that started happening to somebody, it takes you far to the left, and you cannot get your head in the game. You cannot concentrate. It brings on a false sense of direction. It's something that's not real. It becomes make-believe. You start hallucinating. You start having problems. So, listen, if you see those things coming around, if you see somebody in that boat, start getting them some help. React to it.
Absolutely. Depression can take you into a cycle of defeat. And so if you are suffering from things like depression and anxiety and, trauma in your life, some people go through things, Mr. E, and they sweep it under the rug, and then something else happens, and boom, there it is. Now you're trying to cope with something horrific. Now you don't know where to turn to. And so you don't want to get in a place where you're so far gone that medicine won't even help you. Now's the time to get help if you're in sports. If you have a lot of people on the big stage now talking about mental health, how they have gone through a burnout stage.
Yeah.
And listen to this. Sometimes it's not a lifetime of mental health and mental illness. I mean, there are times when it's a season wherein you need that extra. Some people need to get on medicine. Some people need therapists and counseling. Some people need to just stop working so hard and shut down for a minute, and so they can regroup and get themselves back on track.
Ms. Hinton, and in our community, and we don't really get into what some of the symptoms may be. We don't know what it may be. So we got great people coming our way, this way, to help our community to rise above. It's suddenly stuff could happen to you. All of a sudden, you can go through a divorce. Your money can get funny. Your change can get strained. You start having issues with jobs.
Bad relationships and things.
That would cause, you to go into what they call anxiety. How's I'm going to pay my rent? How's I'm going, buy food for the table? How's I'm going to take care of my family? Because now I'm going through some stuff.
And then fears, fears. Ooh, that's a terrible animal right there. And so when people are seeing so much that's going on in our media, when you see a lot happening with the pandemic, the fires, tornadoes and earthquakes, and the news is just pushing it out there, murders and things, people begin to shake. We have a 3-year pandemic, and people begin to shake and quake, and fear can bring on a whole lot of those symptoms and make you really go into a hopeless state. And so we want to continue this dialogue. We're going to continue to bring other we're going to bring the experts on. They're going to talk with you. But I want you all to come over here just for a few minutes so we can give you some upcoming shows. And we want to thank you so so much for joining us. Thank you for your commitment to FYI Radio Show. Have a wonderful day. And Proton, our special guest from the Proton Prostate Cancer and Men's Health Fair. We want to thank Miss Tiffany Rogers. We want to thank Bruce Smith, Wally Rayner for being on. Welcome, Aaron Brooks. Who else is going to? Billy McMullen and Dion Fox. You all go out there on Saturday. Check them out. And don't forget to go by CBC's table and say hello.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed, I'm the co-host. If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor, all you have to do is give us a call at area code 757-714-7861. Oh, by the way, don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WPCE 1400, 95.3 FM, WMVA 88.9, and WGPL 1350 AM. Don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful hump day. I grew up making juicy.
5.3 at
Woo, Mr. E. Did we just have? We just had the former Cleveland Brown.
That's right.
Wally Rayner on our show.
That's right. And the best is yet to come. Miss Hinton.
It was wonderful to be able to talk with him along with Miss Tiffany Rogers. The health fair that's going to take place September the 16th, 9 to 12 p.m. Prostate Cancer and Men's Health Fair.
That's right.
What a topic.
That's right.
What a wonderful thing to be able to come on to talk about issues concerning men.
That's right. And that's our segment for the day. Dealing with issues concerning men. And these are some great issues that men need to take care of. Take care of your health, so that you can live longer. Take care of your body. Like Rainer said, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor and get your checkups like you're supposed to be. Don't be macho thinking that you're not supposed to cry, that you're not supposed to feel weak and down and sad. If things are bothering you, go see your physician so you can live longer.
Yes, absolutely. So I tell you what, we're going to continue talking about mental health and sports, but mental health across the board, Mr. E, because men are not the only ones suffering from mental health. You got women that have gone through so much, and they are really, really suffering a lot. Children.
That's
we
right.
got children, teenagers that have mental health issues, and then it's degrees of mental health. Everybody got a little something that maybe that big, but I'm saying it can get where it can get so big, wherein you yourself are not going to be able to cure it, and nobody else. You're going to have to get that help from doctors, from counselors, even medicine. You're going to have to make sure you get to the place where you can get yourself whole again.
That's right.
Some people can get strong. They can go to church,
right.
I'm suffering from anxiety. All of a sudden they get a message, an epiphany, a word from the Lord, and then they begin to, recalibrate and get themselves together. But there are some that it's going to take the word. It's going to take a whole lot of other things for people to become whole.
That's like some of our athletes that we're dealing with, referees and people of that nature. They decided to seek help because life journey, life challenges, things that you have to deal with in life can cause you to almost quit. Give up, throw in the towel, just go into what they call asylums and go go secret. We often talk about stress is a silent killer. This mental illness is a silent killer because folks don't understand. They don't have the knowledge that anxiety, I'm just going through. No. Sometimes when you start going through, you'd be surprised how deep it is that you're going through, how much it hurt. You get divorced and your money get funny, or you lose your job and I'll bounce back. No, you need to get some help because if that was your only job, and if you got a lot of bills that you're trying to pay, or you trying to send your child through school, and now you have a job change, and you ain't gonna find the money that you was making at that time, you're starting all over again. And one of the hardest things in life, Miss Hinton, is to start all over again after you done been through, after you done already established yourself. Now it playing with your mind, it plans tricks. And when it started playing tricks with your mind, you start hallucinating. Oh, I see.
They against me. Who's that? Somebody.
Did you hear that? Hear what, man? You crazy, and that's what we say. We laugh about it, but this is a serious problem. When you start hallucinating, when you start thinking that somebody else in the room with you, and you need to seek help. When you get anxiety, when you have eating disorder, 1 minute you're eating a healthy, and then next minute you ain't eating but a loaf of 2 pieces of French fries, and you're full. You need to get checked out.
Absolutely. Another thing, pressure. We were talking about our athletes today and those of influence on the big stage. But anybody in life, the pressure of life sometimes can bring out mental illness. And not only that, trauma from back in your early childhood.
That's right, carrying that stuff.
Things that had not been resolved, bad relationships with parents or with siblings, bullying, and all kind of trauma can bring it out sometimes later on in life. And so we got to watch ourselves. And I believe Mr. E was talking about, going to the doctor, doing the annual thing, because sometimes, things can show up, suddenly.
That's right.
What
suddenly.
You said.
That's
suddenly.
Right. Suddenly. That's right. Ms. Hinton, I want to help our listening audience also to know that there are good kinds. There are kinds of habits that we can support good mental health.
Yes.
Be active. That's one on. Be active. Act right.
Yes.
Act right. Get enough shut-eye.
That's key.
Shop better sleep product. Limit screen time. Cut the TV off.
Woo!
Limit looking at TV. Make time for mindfulness. Meditate. Muscle relaxing. Breathing exercise. All work very well. Focus on your relationship. Get away from being stressed. That's some good habits that you can build. That's some good things that you can do. Meditate go into a quiet setting and sit down and begin to think about life and what life. Get out of the house. Stop walking around the house looking like you lost your best cow or your best fish, or you walk around and get you some exercise. Absolutely. And that would help that oxygen. And one of the things they said here, Miss Hinton said, get enough shut-eye. Go to sleep.
Take yourself to sleep. And then I like what you just said about the oxygen.
That's right. Breathe. That's right. Breathe and give yourself some fresh air. Bring in the old and take out the bad. Bring in the new and take out the bad.
Take a class. Take an exercising class. Take yoga. Take a walk. Go to the doctor.
That's right. 2 weeks of fitness will help your challenge. That's why we have that challenge, Ms. Hinton, that physical fitness challenge. That's why we're challenging folks day in and day out to go out and exercise, to ride your bicycle, and just to get some fresh air so you can get some good oxygen in your brain. We got one of the greatest doctors that'll be on our show real soon. That's Dr. LaConda Flemings will be here. Fanning will be our special guest, and you don't want to miss it. She's got great information to help you to move to your next level.
Absolutely. We also on Friday, Miss Veronica McMillan, she's going to be on. Mr. E, she has some great things that's happening in the schools.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about that with her, and also her bag lady ministry and business. Looking forward to having her on. Again, we're going to talk about sport. Oh my goodness, sports. We are so excited about our sports talk. But we're going to talk about the game, but we are going to talk about things just like we just did on Monday. Sports, pro sports, and mental health. Pro sports and money, pro sports and owners, and all kind of things, the fans and everything. We're going to just break it down and just have a wonderful, wonderful time doing our sports talk segment. And look, hopefully we're going to have some of those great athletes that we just talked about and we just had on our show just a minute ago. We want to thank Mr. Wally Rayner for being on again.
Cleveland Brown.
Cleveland Brown. Oh my God, I'm too excited.
Yeah. I want to say good morning to my cousin. I got to say it while he just popped up, who is a Commander fan. I want to say y'all did a wonderful job. Y'all won. And I've been avoiding you because I didn't want to tell you that y'all did a great job. So
don't avoid them. Congratulations. You all were winners as well. So Mr. E, yes, so we have some great things coming up. I want to remind you all, we don't have a lot of time right now, but Crystal Community Development Corporation has some great things going on.
That's right.
One thing, on October the 21st,
Mark to
2023, is our anti-bullying rally, our community against bullying.
Yes.
Call to action now.
Yeah.
And we're going to be giving you more details. We want you all to save the date. October the 21st, 2023, 11 o'clock a.m. And we want you and your children to be there. Also, Young Women Achieving Success Mentoring Program, recruiting young ladies 10 to 17.
Yeah.
We'll also be there at the anti-bullying rally to sign you up. But you can also go to Young Women Achieving Success on Facebook. You can get the QR code. You can go right there and register your girls. It's a free program. Or you can go to my page, Yolanda Hinton. You'll see that same. I'll post it again so you can see the QR code and the brochure of what's going on with the Young Women Achieving Success program. Now, don't forget, Yolanda the Lady Hinton has started a new business called Bulvic.
Yeah.
BULVIC. We want you to go to www.bulvicacademy.com. Go there, check out how you can get the game. Check out how you can get the books. Bullying is right underneath your nose. And I just finished the book, The Diary of a Former Bully. You will be able to get it probably in the next week. I would love for you all to go up there and support. You can also, for those that want the game, and Mr. E is showing it now.
Yeah.
You all can, if you have Androids, you go to get your game app store, your Google Play Store, and get Bulvic, BULV as in victory, IC. Get it for your Android. And those that have the iOS, the iPads, iPhone, go to the Apple Store, go to the App Store and get Bulvic, BULVIC. I also want to mention about the book, Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose. It's in hard copy. You can get a hard copy. You can get it in Audible. You can get it in Spanish. Make sure you get the book wherever books are sold, or you can go to the website, www.bulvicacademy.com.
And just in case you want to know more about bullying, hey, look, pick up the book. Bullying is right underneath your nose. You'll be able to understand the purpose and what bullying is all about, so you can recognize it, so that mental illness can come under subjection, and then you won't have to fly backwards.
And don't forget, October the 21st, our Community Against Bullying, a call to action now. It's going to be in Chesapeake, Virginia, at New Galilee Church. We had a wonderful time last year. Make sure you have your kids, your students sign up, youth groups sign up early. We have a banner competition, pizza and a dialogue, and so much more. We'll tell you more about it. But we want to thank you all for joining us. Make sure you check us out on Friday.
That's right.
Miss Veronica McMillan, our special guest. We will see you there on Fun Friday at 9:30 a.m. But Mr. E is going to tell you how to be a special guest sponsor intern with FYI Radio Show.
If you'd like to be a special guest sponsor or intern, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861 or inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Again, that's FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget, if you want to be a part and be in our special audience, drop your email there so we can give you a heads up to let you know we'd like for you to be in our audience. So, hey, for our support, we thank you.
All right. So listen, we'll see you Friday. You all have a wonderful and blessed day. Don't forget to like, share, comment, follow us, Crystal Records 1 on YouTube, and make sure you have a blessed day. Again, our special guest today from the Prostate Cancer and Men's Health Fair. We say thank you, Miss Tiffany Rogers. Make sure you all go out and make sure you support. Go by, see Mr. Ed. Everette, aka Mr. E, out there as well at their table, CBC.
And we'll be giving away a 50-inch big old TV. We'll be giving away this
come out there and
weekend.
get that.
So come on out, Miss Cynthia. Come on out and meet some of the your grandson out there, so he can meet some of the pro football players out there. That's going to be out there, and so you make it your business. Come on out, men. Come on, get together, pick your buddy up, and say, look, we're going to get screened together. Okay, it's free.
Yes, thank you, Phil Brown, Sheila Robbins, all you that are on supporting us. We are blessed by you, and we thank you for being a wonderful, wonderful friend. See you later, Mr. E. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you back here on Fun Friday.
2 up, 2 down.